So this should have been taken care of before we set up the schedule.
Jim.
Now you're telling me how to run my department while we sort this out.
Jim, we all know what a great job you and your people do, okay?
Never mind your positive spin, Steve. We don't have time for it.
Jim, everybody on the team is doing a fantastic job. This data just caught us by surprise, that's all.
Oh, boy. Another confrontation. I hate it. Why can't we do this calmly?
It's all here in the report. So, pages.
More mistakes. Why can't we get things right the first time around?
Doug, Jeannie, what's your reaction? How does this affect you?
Well, I know we need a workable answer, Kirby, but I'm uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Why?
A lot of changes here. I'm not sure where to start.
Can you be more specific?
Sure, technical support. If we implement the changes recommended in this report, it'll mean a whole new customer interface procedure. This could take, I don't know, a couple of months.
Can your people handle it?
If we have the time and resources, sure.
So, what I hear you saying, Doug, is that new support procedures won't work with what we have in place. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
A whole new support procedure. This is going to take longer than a couple of months.
Well, you may be right. We haven't worked out all the details yet. Why don't you just tell us what you want, and we'll try to find a way to make it work.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Doug. Jeannie, what about your department?
Well, we'll need to research additional resources and components. That's the first thing. Second, find the list of vendors who can supply us. We may need to expand our list of providers. Third, when we get an accurate marketing projection, we can start a needs analysis on inventory requirements.
An accurate projection for marketing? Forget that step.
James, that's unfair. We got blindsided. Read page 27.
I've read it, Steve, all of it.
What's so important about page 27? Did I miss something?
I find that hard to believe.
People, please. It's clear we've got an issue here. I'd like to meet with each of you separately and then get back together ASAP. James, how about you? Have you got some time right now?
I can make some time.
Good. Steve, how does tomorrow morning look for you?
Tomorrow morning, 10?
In order to make the changes, we need to get things back on track. That's how I see it.
Last year, what did I tell everyone? Capacity, right?
You did. You're right. And last year we didn't have the budget, remember? But we're getting closer.
Well, that's good news, I guess.
Right now we have an issue. Let's get at it, okay?
Fine.
What's your biggest concern? Let's start there.
All I'm hearing is that someone's gonna pop in every 10 minutes with a new idea. Do it, undo it, redo it, do it again another way. I don't want everyone telling me what to do.
James, you're still in charge.
Good. And what about my people? They work hard to keep ahead of the curve. Anticipate. They take pride in that.
I agree. You're good at implementing solutions before we have problems. All of this should have been avoided, right?
Bingo.
That doesn't help us get to where we want to be, though, does it?
No, of course not.
Okay. So let's clear the air and explore some options.
Like what?
You're still in charge of production, okay? That's your job. That's what the team depends on.
Mm-hmm.
You need to keep things moving while we work through these changes. How that happens will be up to you.
Okay.
People are going to be coming through the door with new ideas. There's nothing we can do about that. It's the way the business is changing. But nobody will be telling you how to do your job.
Mm-hmm.
So keep things moving while you work to incorporate the new line. If production stops, revenue stops. We don't want that.
No, of course not. What about specialty contracts? Bread and butter clients. I can't stop those.
No. Keep doing what you're doing and be ready with your new line. You and your people need to be ready when we get the kinks ironed out.
We'll be ready. Don't worry about that.
Good. How you allocate resources is entirely up to you. Make sense?
Sure. I just want to say again that changes impact capacity. It's still a problem. Let's get it solved, okay? Not put it off for another year.
I agree. In the meantime, we're counting on you to get us through this emergency. Seem fair?
Sure. In fact, I've got a few ideas how we can integrate these new options to make them work.
I feel we should take a closer look at the information, that's all.
Really? Kirby, do we have to do all that? Just look at the data summary. Let's just go with that, okay?
Well, summaries are fine for starters. If we're going to move ahead, though, we should make certain that the data tells us exactly what we need to know.
I say we go with what we've got and get things back to normal. I'm tired of everybody blaming me.
Whoa, now, hold it right there. You think people are blaming you?
It sure feels that way. You heard James. He thinks it's all my fault. Jeannie and Doug, they just stare at me like I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, I did see that. But, you know, they are not upset with you. They're concerned about the impact of the report.
Okay, I hear you.
A whole new process is evolving here. The risks are high, and we've identified some issues. That's where we need to focus.
Well, I could deal with that.
Good. Can we get back to this market research report?
Sure.
What's the best thing about it?
Easy. The response rate, it's way up there.
How way up there? Can you be more specific?
Over 80%.
And that's good, right?
Our best yet.
Well, what did you do to get that response?
Well, communication was real good. We kept in touch with our clients. They knew what was coming. And I feel that while our research tools were very sophisticated, they were still pretty easy to use. You know what I mean?
I do. Good work. Now, as a result, we've got all of this great information. So let's take a closer look at it, okay? This section right here.
Region 7?
What do you see there?
Well, see a real big shift in Region 7. But only in Region 7. Really? I didn't notice that before. Wait a minute. Region 7 isn't a primary indicator. We assumed all the data from all the regions was the same, but Region 7 skewed the data.
What does it suggest to you?
The advanced specs on our new process may not be what everyone is looking for.
Possibly. Take another look at this here. What do you see?
Spike. More options instead of standard features. So, our initial research was correct and told us exactly where we thought we should go.
I think so, yes.
Hey, wait just a second. This is a 180. We don't have to scrap our original production plan. It can go ahead. And while that's happening, we can introduce these new configurations as development options. In fact, some of these options could jazz up our basic offering. Kirby, this is really exciting.
Right, it is. Okay, so let's plan your next step. As soon as we get the information we need.
Well, that'll be a big help.
Doug, our last team meeting, I sensed you were frustrated and, well, seemed to be giving in. Was I reading that right?
Yeah, I suppose you were. It's about the way I feel.
Well, I can understand that, believe me. But don't drop out on me, okay? You're the one person I can't afford to lose right now.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Kirby.
I'm not saying it to be nice. I'm saying it because we need you. Nobody on the team understands our customers and the system better than you do. What we need right now is to draft a step-by-step plan to get us where we need to go. Once we have it worked out, I know that you and your people will work hard to get us through this transition.
And I don't want to let you down, believe me. But we're struggling.
I appreciate that. First things first, let's focus on your biggest concern. What is it?
Integration. The last thing we need is a separate support system for sophisticated new products. It'll be confusing and we'll lose customers.
And we don't want that, do we?
No. So, well, give us a couple of months and we'll work it out.
We don't have a couple of months, Doug.
There you have it. Not much room to move, is there?
I think we're all feeling pressure these days. Let me ask you this. Is there a way to integrate your current customer interface with this new emerging technology?
No, not really. Well, I mean, there are several areas that overlap, sure, but that raises issues of reliability.
In other words, how can we tell if it's working?
Exactly. This stuff is all new. We won't have many points of comparison.
But there will be some overlap, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay, let's explore those points of comparison.
Okay.
Where do we start?
And that will give us a system that prevents follow-up from slipping through the cracks.
Good. Using this list as a starting point, what would it take to plan and integrate a different protocol? Something that will get us to another level of customer support with the least amount of disruption.
Well, like I said, I want to get this thing resolved.
All right. How about working together to develop a plan?
Great. Let me look at this list again. I think if we put these...
And I think the criteria need to be more specific. It's absolutely essential to the entire operation.
I agree completely, Kirby.
Any suggestions?
Some of the data is ambiguous. As a result, we're not getting the right kind of information for our analysis. As I see it, that's where we're running into trouble. My suggestion is to stop and take time to do a detailed analysis of the project database. That's where I'd start.
So, you don't think we've done our homework, so to speak?
Oh, I think we've done some of our homework, but it isn't really knit together, and we haven't identified the holes. We need a more thorough investigation to cover all our bases.
Identify the holes. Interesting.
I can give you the specifics.
Good. It's best for me if you can write it down, something I can study.
Sure. I drafted a list here.
Thank you. Getting back to the analysis you suggested, how long do you think it'll take?
That's difficult to say. These things take time.
I appreciate that, and as you know, Jeannie, time is of the essence on this project. It's very important to the company that we meet our deadline before we lose our markets. That's the risk we face.
Right. Yes, I understand that.
What's your concern?
Accuracy. The whole process is complex.
Yes, it is. So let's narrow the field a bit. Let's focus on the areas that need the most attention. What are your priorities?
Matching new components needs with the proper vendors.
Why?
There's a lot of new technology out there and a lot of vendors with competing claims. We can barely keep up. We've always placed a premium on quality and on-time delivery. So a thorough analysis of options is the only way to ensure the results we need.
What about outsourcing options?
Outsourcing. Is that wise? We've always kept things in-house.
Yes, that's true. However, our needs analysis indicates a shift in product options that may require greater flexibility. Like you said, there's a lot of new technology available. We need to know if we should handle this ourselves or go outside.
That's a good point. It'll add to the study.
Now, looking at this logically, can we create a plan that gives us the analysis we need and still meets the production deadline?
Well, Kirby, you know me. I always want more time. A couple of months would be nice.
Are you serious?
But, given the circumstances, I'd say a week or two is realistic.
Or two?
A week.